Timo, you are pro-Russian. I've heard this a million times. You know, people keep accusing me, you are pro-Russian, you are pro-Russian. Look, there is nothing like pro-Russian. This war is between evil and good, period. If you support Russia, you support the good side. If you support NATO, you support the evil side. It's simple as ABCD. You know, when I started analyzing Russia and Ukraine war, very few people in Africa here were doing the same thing. Very few people. People were talking about Africa, yes. But Russia and Ukraine war, it was very difficult to see anybody in Africa here doing the same thing. It was very difficult, especially on TikTok here. You see, if I am pro-Russian, then I think the likes of Kwame Nkrumah, they are the biggest pro-Russians. Kwame Nkrumah was working with the Russians. He had Soviet Union soldiers. The Red Army were protecting him. Way back, even to the Ottoman Empire, the likes of Ethiopia and Angola, you know, worked with the Russians. Somebody like Gamal Abdel Nasser worked with the Russians. He bought a lot of checkmate, you know, fighter jets from the Russians. Why are you guys not accusing him of being a pro-Russian? Why are you guys not calling somebody like Lumumba a pro-Russian? When the Western America came in to kill him, he ran to the Soviet Union. He was begging the Soviet Union to come in and protect him. So why are you guys not calling those people pro-Russians? You see, people leave the real issue that I'm talking about, then they start accusing me, you are pro-Russian, you are pro-Russian. What has what I'm doing got to do with being a pro-Russian? It has got nothing to do with being a pro-Russian. It's between good and evil, period. When almost nobody anticipated that the war will come down to Africa, I said it long time. When I was even in my farm, back in the days, people were saying, why don't you talk about Africa? Why are you talking about European war? And I say, you guys are ignorant. Shut up. The war will come down to Africa. Told you guys. And here we are. Today, the very people who are accusing me of talking about Russia and Ukraine, I see some of them, they'll come live and they'll be talking about America and Russia. You know, Russia is trying to take over Africa. Why don't you guys focus on the wars in Africa and leave Russia and America? Why are you guys talking about America and Russia today? Hypocrites. There is nothing like pro-Russia. I don't regard myself as pro-Russian. No, I support Russia. Yes, but it doesn't mean I'm pro-Russian. Then Muammar Gaddafi is pro-Russian. Muammar Gaddafi was a friend of Putin. Now let me give you the main reason why I support Russia. The West is trying to destroy Russia to send a clear warning to the rest of us in the world that if you try going in the direction of Russia, we will destroy you. So they want to bring Russia down, not because Russia is wrong, but they want to bring Russia down to send a clear warning to we in the global south that if you try, this is what will happen to you. They want to destroy Niger, not because Niger is doing anything bad, but they want to bring Niger down to send a clear warning to the rest of us that if you try a revolution in your country, this is what will happen to you. They killed Muammar Gaddafi not because Muammar Gaddafi was doing anything evil, but they killed Muammar Gaddafi to send a clear signal to the rest of us on the continent that this is the fate that awaits you if you try going in the direction of Muammar Gaddafi. What was the crime of Muammar Gaddafi? Trying to unite Africa. And they killed him to send a clear signal to all of us that don't unite. So we must oppose America and the West imperialist agenda. It's simple. So anybody who, look, my principle is simple. My principle is anybody who fight against imperialism, I support that person. Russia is not trying to restore back the old Soviet empire. This is bullshit. The Western America provoked Russia for a very long time. Why are you guys not talking about that? Nonsense. The Southeast Asian countries are working with Russia. The Middle East is working with Russia. The countries even close to American borders are working with the Russians. And I'm only asking Africa to do the same thing. You can't make enemies with everybody at the same time. Once you try to make your economy, independent from the Western America, they will come in for you. And it is going to be military confrontation. And that is why I am asking Africa to establish military cooperation between ourselves and the Russians. It's simple. They'll come in later and invade you, and these are all nonsense. It doesn't work that way. People are being very stupid. Why are the Arabs not talking about Russia coming to, colonize them? Why are the Southeast Asian countries not thinking about the Russians coming in to colonize them? Why is China not thinking that way? We are the only people here always victimizing ourselves, making ourselves look like everybody is here to colonize us. Nonsense. Or you think you think Africa is the only continent that was colonized? Or you think we are the only people that were enslaved? The Chinese were equally enslaved. They were equally colonized. But during the Cold War, they decided to work with the Russians. The Vietnamese did the same thing. Cambodia did the same thing. I keep giving you guys these examples. And yet, people will leave the facts that I'm presenting. Then they will start accusing you. Pro-Russia. You're pro-Russia. Bullshit. Africa should do it alone. Africa should do it alone. People who have no knowledge about how the world economy and how things are done keep spreading stupid argument. These days you don't see me on people programs again, because the whole thing is people leave the facts, then they start to accuse other people of being pro-Russia. You are pro this, you are pro that, and let Africa stand on our own. I mean, these are all useless arguments that I don't want to get myself involved in again. People keep arguing, what if, what if, what if? I mean, bullshit. I mean, these are useless thoughts. What if they don't? So you guys are asking us to be slaves forever. Nobody is saying that the Russians are angels, the Chinese are angels. No, equally we Africans are not angels. We always victimize ourselves and make it look as if we are innocent. No. Remember, when the Europeans came to Africa, we took part in the slave trade. Note, we were colonizing each other on this continent even before the Europeans arrived. So let us look at a bigger picture and stop this whole useless argument. Oh, the Russians did this, the Chinese did that, they are doing this here, they are doing this. Look, we must overlook those things and focus on the bigger picture. That is what we have to do. This is what we should be doing on the continent, not to be here arguing, oh, there is one Chinese man in Namibia, the Chinese man slapped a Namibian citizen. For that reason, we shouldn't work with China. Really? Don't we have Africans outside the borders of Africa doing bad things? People's arguments are very foolish. I'm not here to defend whether the Chinese are doing bad things outside or not. I'm not here to defend the Russians that they don't do bad things outside. They all do. Equally, we do. But let us look at the foreign policy of the entire country towards our continent. That is what we should focus on, not what some individuals are doing. If you look at America and the West foreign policy, it's totally against Africa. The foreign policy of the Western America is designed to impoverish Africa. This is what we should be focusing on. Look, by the way, I don't even know why I'm worrying myself. Right now, most of the African countries, I see Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, all these countries are working with the Russians. So you can go to hell. Thank you. Don't forget to like the video and also share it to family and friends. Thank you.